Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back again, fourth week in a row. Getting my iPad set up here so I can see the chat. Let me see here. Sorry for all the shakiness here. Bring this cord around. Make sure we're staying charged. Okay, let me open up this thing so I can see the chat. If anybody comes in and wants to say something, let's see. There we go. Okay. Let me get this arranged here. There we go. It's looking a little bright. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Well, that might be okay. I wonder if I turn off this. If that helps at all. A little bit. It is quite bright. Huh. Oh, there we go. I like that much better. Okay. So I think I'm going to do one of these covers today. I noticed in this one, there's an appearance of Hunt, which is this character. So that might be a fun thing to try and do on here. Maybe Spawn and Hunt's faces. Or we can just do a Spawn. Yeah, I don't know. I could do either. I might save this one for something else. So maybe we'll go with Scorched, which is it's just another Spawn book. So I think we're gonna go with that. And of course, I'm gonna bring over a scrap sheet of paper. That way we can do a sketch. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Oh, you know what's missing? We need some background music. Let's see here. Okay. That might be a little too loud, I don't know. Okay, I just wanted to show from the past couple weeks. Yeah. Bane. Batmech with a Joker bot reflection. The Ghostwriter sold to my my buddy Chris. So thank you, Chris, for buying that one up. Eventually, I'll have these on my website. I gotta do that today. I think is just revamp the site a little bit, get the store back up, and yeah, these will be on there. The one I do today will be on there. Yeah. So anyway, those are last week, and the week before. And oh, this might be fun to show. I always do these sketches before. So we got the sketch for the Bane. You can see, yeah, the little thumbnail versus the finished. And then same with this guy. Did a couple little sketches, and yeah, so we're gonna start with that today, a little sketch. Also, if you want to check out youtube.com/@ontheflycomics8825, that's another YouTube channel with me and two of my friends, Mark and Matt. We have a little group called OTF, On the Fly Comics, and that's us three. And we post stuff on there, you know, pretty frequently. We have time lapses, and we're gonna be doing more videos on like our process of writing and how we make comics. So yeah, check that channel out. Yeah, okay. So just wanted to show those. Now, we're doing another one of these, which is, yeah, a little harder because you're drawing the negative space. But the last one, the first one I did, the first live stream, was a Ghostwriter one. And if you go back, you can kind of see that, or you can go to my YouTube Shorts and see a time lapse of it. And yeah, so that was a good little trial. But I think I'm more prepared now because I've done a couple of those, and so yeah, we're just gonna get started with this. I always got to give a shout out to Forage Coffee for fueling me. Thank you. It's good stuff. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me get seated here. Actually, I need my oh no. We're gonna use a lot of this guy, and probably some gouache, white gouache. Got the gel pen ready. What else? I need to grab my pencil case, actually. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay. I just got to show this off, too. It's so nerdy. Doodle dudes with the bros. This is a crew of dudes. We're just all pretty close friends, but this started as a joke. Doodle dudes. A joke name, but it's a drink and draw crew. But it's more than that. We're pretty much like family. We're brothers. Brothers in Christ and brothers in general. But yeah, Doodle Dudes it started as a joke name and it just stuck, so we got pencil cases with that name. Pretty rad if you ask me. Okay. What do we got in here? I've been using this guy a lot. I really love it. Some HB or 2B lead. Nice and soft. I used to draw a lot with F lead. I still do occasionally. Just depends on what you're doing. Yeah. I'm liking the softer lead lately. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I always have Forage coffee Wednesday mornings because we do a men's Bible study, and yeah, they give us free coffee in the morning. But yeah, Forage is great. Let's give them a little shout out again. Yeah, Forage. Okay. Also, been reading in Acts lately, and I just think this is Peter's sermon, and just this is so powerful. God raised him up, loosing the pangs of death, because it was not possible for him to be held by it. Just the power of God and Jesus. It's just, I don't know. I feel like that's just such a powerful way to say it. It was not possible for him to be held by death. Craziness. Good stuff in here. If you haven't read, I recommend. Okay. We're gonna get started drawing. Okay, so I think everybody knows who Spawn is. Created by Todd McFarlane in the 90s, and I wouldn't say I like the first 100 issues, where Todd was drawing and Capullo was drawing most of those. That's where my love of Greg Capullo's art started, is in like Spawn 68. Yeah, just so good. But okay, everybody knows who Spawn is. I don't know if everybody knows who Haunt is, though. Haunt is another character that was created by Todd McFarlane and Robert Kirkman. It's this guy, and it's a weird concept. The suit, this like symbiote suit that he's wearing, is actually like I don't know, like the soul of his brother or something. So it's weird concept. See, like, this is the guy's dialogue. This is the suit's dialogue, which is his brother. So it's a weird concept. Or wait, no, I'm getting that wrong. I think. Because this is his brother right here talking. It's been a while, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be drawing him and Spawn, I think, on the same cover, just their faces. So, sorry I'm always drawing, like, creepy dudes, but it's the covers I got, so just trying to draw through the ones that I have. And, okay, so, got the logo here. And at first, I was thinking of drawing just Spawn in the foreground here. He's always got these glowing eyes. So maybe we can do something with that. He's got a cowl that is always kind of flowing. Maybe I could just show a hint of that. He's looking over his shoulder or something. So I'll have him maybe in the foreground. He has these like skull things with a chain around his neck. And then maybe we can have the other guy haunt back here. It's almost Spider-Man-like. But the thing is with this is I gotta make sure to draw the negative space since the cover is black. So I gotta figure out which parts to draw, which parts to leave blank. This guy's like well, I guess they both have symbiote-like suits. So suits that are kind of alive. So we can do something with that. Yeah. Or, instead of doing that, we could go a different route, like... let's say the logo's here. We could do like a half and half shot kind of thing. Where you got Spawn's cowl here going crazy. His skull thing. The chain. Actually, we can have the chain going down. Something. I'm just riffing here. And maybe we, you know, like just show the white part and all of this would be blacked out. Maybe some of this would be blacked out too. Lots of shadow. And then on this side, could have haunt, which I always forget exactly. Let's see. Let's get haunt here. So I think around his eyes looks black. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah. So his eyes are thinner than I remembered. And then they're black. They got this, like... He has all these cool, like, swirl things going on. It was almost like the opposite of Spawn, I guess. And make him a little more symbiote-like. Maybe we can make it, like, go into Spawn's, like, connect it a little more, you know, naturally. I think I definitely want to have that glow though. Have his eye just. And then yeah, I forgot that he has Haunt has this like swirl on his chest. I'm gonna do that, and then maybe a. Dang, yeah, he has a lot of white in his costume, so that's gonna be a lot of white paint going on here. And then all this will be black. I like this idea. I think I'm gonna go for this instead of this. I like the half and half thing going. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. It always seems like the second sketch is the one I go with. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring the camera down slightly. Hopefully that works. Okay, so I'm gonna try and keep the stream to an hour, but we're already 20 minutes in, so we'll see. Might go a little over, but that's okay. You know, I kind of want to ink this so I can see more clearly what is what. As far as like what to draw, because I have to draw the white part. But okay, I'm gonna grab my triangle and just eyeball where about the halfway mark is. Oh man, gotta get the lead out here. There we go. And I'll get it a little more over here. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see the line I just made. Probably not. So sorry for the first part. You might not be able to see much going on. I'll do my best to... Can you see that? Hopefully. Okay. Yeah, it'll become more apparent the more I draw, the more I scribble on here, so we'll just get the shapes going. I might make this a little brighter for right now. It might blow out the... Well, from what I can see, it's okay. Okay, good. The lines are visible. Cool. Thanks, Cindy. Also, good morning. Okay. I'm gonna get this head shape in here. Want it as symmetrical as possible, at least to start. That way we can have a good under structure. It's always interesting to have them more like hunched over a little bit. Yeah, looking at the chat. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Thanks for tuning in again this week. It's always awesome to see people in the chat. You know, I have some haunt books over here that I might reference, because... Let me see. Yeah. Geez, the signature I got from Robert Kirkman is super faded. It's probably gonna rub off eventually. But I should have had him sign it inside. Oh well. That's not why I brought this over. I brought this over to... Geez, look how good Greg Capullo is. He's just so good. Very cinematic. So good. Anyway, we're here to see Haunt and his design. Where is he? There he is. I was wondering if he had, like, yeah, a hint of a nose there. I need to reread this because I'm forgetting exactly how he got his powers and all that. This is just such a cool book. It's, oh my gosh, yeah. Sorry about the lots of gore in this. Oh geez, yeah. I forgot how much. This is such a cool shot, though. Man. This guy is gnarly, too. Man, I just remember being so inspired. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent now with just inspiration, but... Just when this was coming out, Greg Capullo had just come back to comics, and... I just remember being so inspired by these backgrounds and, like... how much he was putting into, stuff like that. And he always has, like, even in Spawn, like... just the backgrounds and everything have life. Yeah. Oh, there's a good one of Haunt. Okay, so just want to make sure I get that design right. And I love all, like, all this stuff that we can do in the black. I think I have doubles of all the single issues of this, too. Oh, man. I didn't have as many bills before, so I was buying doubles to keep good copies and reader copies. Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, I'll keep that to the side, so then I have my reference. I know Spawn well enough to get that down. Okay. Back to the drawing. Spawn always has his cape coming down. Jeez, breaking lead. Man. I don't like giving the cowl like a stiff look, like, I don't know, like a starched Dracula, or not the cowl, I keep calling it a cowl, the cape. I don't like giving that a starchy, like, stiff look, because it's supposed to be like a costume that is alive. So giving it as much life as possible is where it's at. Okay, he's got these skulls here. And I've seen different people do them differently, but I like the Capullo style. I give a chain down here. Let's get the eye in there. And we're gonna have his, what's that called? Like protoplasm coming out of his eyes. Actually, it's more of a glow from his eyes, but yeah, we're gonna have that going. And you can kind of be free with this part of his mask because it's living and moving, so you can... It has a general shape that you should stick to, but everybody draws it kind of slightly different. I don't know if I'm a fan of... where is that comic? Some people draw Spawn with the mask, but then, like, they also give him teeth. I don't like that. I think either masked or unmasked. I think adding teeth to it is, I don't know, just weird. Actually, I kind of like the shape I have here, where it's more... just coming down. But, I don't know, we'll see when we get to the inking stage. Is that... Well, yeah, that's good, that's good, okay. Now we'll get the haunt eye in here, which is really cool. It's kind of whatever shape you want it to be. And then, so around his eyes is really black, and he's got these... I love these spiral things that happen. Okay, so this will be white, this will stay black, this will all be white, except he has some black coming through, and then after I get that all painted white, we can go in and add some ink detail and stuff. Okay. So... so you can actually see Haunt's mouth. He has these fangs that come down, and this whole thing wraps around his head. comes down, he has his chin, that will give some stubble. Yeah, okay. And this will all be white. Man, this is gonna, yeah. Yo, what's up, Mark? Looking at the chat. Mark from On the Fly Comics. That's our other YouTube channel. Again, check it out if you haven't yet. On the Fly Comics YouTube. Mark, have you read Haunt? I'm sure you have. Otherwise, why'd you yell Haunt? Okay, so he has this spiral on his chest. So let's give him that. It's, well, okay, so looks like it goes down. So this is all white. And then it would come around. White. So, this is so confusing. Black, black, black. Oh, dang, I've only read the first 2 trades of Haunt. And I think you can guess the reason, probably. Well, actually, I think in the 3rd trade, Greg Capullo still did a few issues, but I stopped reading it when Greg Capullo stopped drawing it, so yeah. I'm a Capullo fanboy. Except I remember the art style in after Greg Capullo. It looked really interesting. I just like Greg Capullo, and oh wow, now you can really see what's going on here. Very scribbly. Yeah, I just I mean, you already know. Greg Capullo's my comic book inspiration. I think this should be a little smaller, probably. This is all black. Actually, we can have some of the cape coming down. Okay. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna start with this. Oh. Greg Capullo drew all 3 of those trades? Oh. Maybe I need the other trade, then. Oh boy. This might be getting about to be dead. Do I have another one? Probably not. But, okay, we're gonna start. Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, Otley did the first trade. Did you know that Greg Capullo was doing those layouts for Ryan Otley? I think there were a couple times that Ryan Otley decided to do his own layout for a page or two, because I think he was still drawing Invincible at the same time, and I think that was Greg's kind of introduction back into comics, was doing layouts for Ryan Otley, and then eventually, as we know, he took over. Yeah, I think if you go back and look, you can probably tell like which ones were Greg Capullo's layouts, because they lay out books a lot differently. Greg Capullo picks different shots than Ryan Otley usually does. Actually, there's one page in particular I'm thinking of that I remember on like Ryan Otley's Deviant Art. Oh, hey, look, Ryan Otley, Robert Kirkman. Yeah, there was a page specifically. I'm trying to remember now. If I see it, I'll know. Actually, I think it was. It might have been this one, but I could be wrong. It might be I'm pretty sure it was that one. I'm pretty sure this one, like, it had a different layout from Greg, and Ryan thought this was a better, more dynamic shot. But yeah, signed by Ryan Otley. I forgot that I got his signature too. I have Robert Kirkman's on both, but this one's fading. That was what, this was like when, before Walking Dead got crazy popular, the show, and I was able to get in line, just a normal line, to meet Robert Kirkman in like 2000, when was that? I don't remember. I don't know when these came out. 2011, I guess? That doesn't sound right. I feel like Walking Dead was popular. But maybe Robert Kirkman's name wasn't as popular yet. Because I remember later I went to meet him again, and the line was insane, and yeah, you basically, if you weren't waiting there for hours already, you were not gonna get to meet him. It was crazy. Ryan Otley was cool. I've gotten to meet him a couple times at cons, and he's such a cool, nice dude. I think my favorite person that I've gotten to talk to at conventions is Daniel Warren Johnson, because I don't know about now, because he's really, really popular now. But Daniel Warren Johnson, like, he took so much time to talk with me and look at my portfolio and like to really look at it though. It wasn't like, I didn't feel like he was like trying to rush through it or anything. He was taking his time looking at each thing and really took like, I don't know, probably every time I met him, he took like 45 minutes at least with me. And that was really cool. I don't think he could do that now because, yeah, he's just so popular. I think he has to schedule his stuff now. But back when he was doing like Extremity and stuff like that, yeah, really cool. I'm sure he would still take the time, like if you were waiting in line to meet him, he would probably do that. But anyway, I'm just rambling. Okay, so but the cool thing, I think, now is you can go to his YouTube and he does those live streams and you can kind of talk to him through live stream and he, yeah. Sorry, just looking at the chat. All right, Mark. Good to see you. Thanks, Mark. You'll see the finished product. I'll send it in the chat. Yeah. This is so weird, drawing the negative. I feel a little more comfortable because I've done the Ghostwriter one and kind of practiced a little bit on some scrap, like black construction paper. And it's just still weird. I think I'm gonna have to like do the outlines here. And then I think I'm gonna have to fill it in with white gouache because I don't have enough paint in this pen to fill in all the white areas. And of course, Haunt is has a lot more white on his costume than I remember. Thanks, Cindy. Yeah, it's a whole different challenge to do this. Okay, so we got this part is white. Okay, so that goes down, and then he's got this. I'm messing myself up with these X's to. X means to fill in black, but it's already black, so. I think I'm gonna be using X's Oh my gosh, I'm messing myself up here. Gotta remember where I'm at. Okay, I'm gonna use X's to actually say where to fill in white, which is really weird because that's opposite of what usually happens. And then this whole thing. Okay, we'll call that good for right now. And then, we'll move to the spawn. So we'll get his eye first. Even though the eye is in this big white space that we're gonna fill in anyway, I just need to know where it's at. Okay, so yeah, this will all be white. And actually we're gonna get his eye glow thing here, because that's also gonna be filled in. We don't want all of his cape filled in white, but parts of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this part where his head would be. So that'll be white. And man, this is tough. Okay, maybe I'll just outline what I did here, and then we'll figure it out. Yeah, it's so sketchy. I didn't leave much clarity here. Gonna bring that here. And then we'll figure this out as we go. Which makes it fun anyway. Okay, we got the skull here, so we're gonna make it about that size. And give it some of these teeth, and it has these weird little cheek bones sticking out. And then get the chain here. And so we got the cape kind of converging into that little skull. Also, Spawn has that white mark on his chest, so we'll indicate that here. yeah, okay, so I think we got what we need to fill in mostly. I think we can make this white. I think we can make this white. White. Sure, we can make that. That. Yeah, okay. I think we'll just go from here. This will be white, this will be white, this will be white. Okay. This is definitely going to go over an hour. I'm going to try and keep it 1.5 hours. I went 2.5 hours last time, and I want to try and keep it at hour and a half. So we are going to do our best to knock this out. Here's the gouache. I'm gonna need to grab some water for it. In just a minute here. I think this is gonna turn out really cool. I really like the sketch. I'm gonna keep all these sketches, I think, too. I have all of them so far. I don't know. I think it's fun to see. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab some water. I have my brush already. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. Got my water here. And now, time to paint. Sort of. Looking at the chat while I get this ready. Ah, thanks, Cindy. Yeah. I sure hope so. That would be amazing if people wanted to buy these little sketches. I know my favorite artist, Greg Capullo, he sells some of his little thumbnail sketches for $50. And people buy them. It's just cool because it's like you get to be a part of you get to collect part of the creative process of that artist. So yeah, I hope they go up in value eventually. That'd be amazing. I've thought about buying one of Greg Capullo's sketches just because I can't afford one of his pages. Understandably, he's been in the industry for so long, and his pages are worth a lot. So I've thought about buying one of his sketches, and that would be really cool if eventually mine got to that point. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna just go in with this white paint. I might need to, you know, adjust a little bit, because, see, that's not fluid enough, but I don't want it to be too liquidy, because then it won't be opaque enough, but I don't want it too thick, because then it won't go on very well. But gouache has been the best white media to use for really anything that I've done with comic art. The gel pens work fine for some things, but if you really want something opaque and that'll actually cover something, gouache has been awesome. But it's also not waterproof. I don't know if there is such a thing as waterproof gouache, because gouache is sort of like a watercolor. So that's the only thing, is you probably don't want to use gouache on something that you're gonna go over with any water-based thing. I don't know. It'll just reactivate it, and then you'll be sad. Okay, so I think this is gonna turn out really cool. It's so fun to see it's fun to see, like, it come alive just with that, you know? This is a really fun part of the process. It's kind of like last week, you know, filling in the black areas, and then you start to really see the finished product comes to life. Yes. Definitely comes to life. I really like these black sketch covers. They're a lot of fun. They're a little they can hurt my brain a little bit with at first, but they're really cool. So these teeth are gonna be white too, but I don't know. We'll get to those in a second. And technically, like, this is just his exposed skin, so I think that would be white also, I think. All of this will be fixed with some ink. You know, once we add those details. Let me get this big area real quick. I generally don't like leaving halos, but for this, for right now, I'm gonna leave it like that, just so I can see where everything's at. I don't know why I'm not a fan of leaving halos around things that, I don't know, because, I don't know, we don't have that in reality. I don't know. This is so fun, seeing this come together already. We're not even halfway done yet. The fun thing about this, these covers though, these black ones and just doing the white is, once you have all the white media on there, like, once you get that established, then it's pretty quick after that, because the white does a lot of the work. Okay. That's a little too thick. It's hard to keep this consistency of the gouache. Man, I just don't want it too watery. And I don't want it too thick. There's like a nice in-between, because we do want to ink back over this. And if it's too thick, then sometimes the pens don't want to ink over it. It kind of clogs up the pens. So you gotta really try and get the right consistency. And then if it's too watery and too wet, then it warps the paper a little more. So you gotta be careful of that as well. I'm starting to see it a little bit, which is fine. It's not too bad. This little symbiote stuff. Fill this in here. I'm definitely gonna have to bring in my my little hair dryer thing. It's not a hair dryer, but it's like one, to dry this up a little bit. Looking at the chat, Cindy, does gouache dry quickly? Gouache dries very quickly, yeah. It's like a thick watercolor. It's sort of like between, I've heard it described as like an in-between of acrylic and watercolor. It's just like, it's like acrylic that you can layer it, and it's a little more opaque, and it's a little thicker than a watercolor, but it also reactivates like watercolor. I haven't used much of it to paint, like to do paintings, but that's what I gather from people that do that, is it's an in-between. And the pen, does it dry smoothly? It does. It dries pretty smooth. At least the one that I have here, it's Designer's Gouache. I don't know what that means exactly, but yeah, it dries pretty smooth. It's easy to ink over with pens. And the pen I was using earlier, this is acrylic, and this dries super quick too. Like pretty much soon as you lay down the line, it dries. If you're using it on paper, if you're using it on something like a chalkboard, it takes a little bit to dry. But yeah, these are pretty awesome acrylic pens. Yeah. I think you probably could just use acrylic on these, acrylic paint to do the same thing I'm doing. But I feel like it would be too wet and too thick. Like this is a nice in between. There's also some good white inks that people use. I know there's like Pro White and some other brands that I haven't had much luck with, but I know people use them and I see them use them in like videos and stuff, and even like this stuff here. Dr. P.H. Martin's Pen White. This stuff is great, but I don't know if it would be great for this. This stuff is very opaque. I have issues with it though because it dries up really fast, and I just think I'm not using it the right way. I think you have to dilute it with water pretty often as well. But I've just had better luck with gouache, and it works. So I'll just continue using that, using gouache. Okay. So we pretty much got, actually, no, I need to do his chin. But we pretty much have the haunt side down as far as laying down the white areas. So we'll move on to the spawn here in just a second. You know, I could have left like a lot of this black because shadow, but we'll go in and ink all that, and it'll be fine. Okay, so now moving on to spawn. I have a feeling with the cape I'm gonna make a lot of changes in the inks, just compositionally. I wasn't sure what to leave white and what to what to leave black and what to paint white, so we'll see what happens here. This is off topic from what I'm doing, but I am very excited to share my Inktober project with everybody. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing live streams of that. Maybe occasionally, but the plan is to do short video vlogs every day of October, just to update on where I'm at with my Inktober project. And the Inktober project is actually going to be a 31-page comic based in my the universe of the graphic novel I'm working on called Theo. And I'm really excited for people to read the little story that I've created for this Inktober project. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope people enjoy reading it as much as I'm enjoying making it. It's been a blast so far. Yeah. So there will be more YouTube content coming up. I have a couple unboxing videos and some Inktober stuff, past Inktober stuff that I wanted to share, so I'll have those up soon. I'll have stuff up on my channel and on the Fly Comics channel as well. So definitely check out both and subscribe if you want to be notified. And if not, that's all right. I'm glad you're watching. Okay, we're gonna get this glow. I think maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe not. I was gonna say maybe I could kind of make his eyes green with the green glow, but Copic markers and stuff like that don't go over gouache very well. That's the only thing too with gouache, is it takes ink pretty well, but the alcohol-based markers kind of just want to smudge it all over the place. So we could try. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna get this part of the cape. I think using the X's to help know where to put the white was a good idea. It's like a guide. I like having this, like having the negative space determine where the edge is. That's always fun. Kind of like here too. Okay. We're getting there on this. I'm digging it. Do we want this big space to be white? I think so. We're just gonna do it. Where are we at on time? So it's been like hour and 20. Okay. We might go over. I always do that though. I always go over the time I think I'm gonna go. It's all right. Sorry, I got quiet here. Just focusing on getting these filled in. Okay, looking at the chat. Gotta remember to look at the chat. Give me 1 second. Cindy, the way you hold your pens and brushes. Oh, really? Yeah, that's a whole thing. There's a lot of artists that hold their pencils and pens and brushes in ways that I'm like, how are you holding it that way? Because I just know how I hold it, so I think that's the normal way. But yeah. Um, there's one artist, Trad Moore. He's a comic artist, and he holds his stuff like this. This is the weirdest grip I've ever seen. Like, how do you even... And if you see his inking, it's so precise. It's some of the most precise inking I've ever seen. And he holds his brush like this. And he has a huge, like, a huge, what do you call it? A callus on his pinky. It's gnarly. And then, of course, there's people that hold it like this. And I understand this grip if you're doing, like classical drawing, like figure drawing and stuff like that. But there's a comic artist named Eric Larson that holds his pencils, his ink pens, his crow quill pens that he dips in ink, and he inks like that. And I don't know how you do that with a crow quill. That's just amazing to me. But yeah, I guess if you grow up with a certain way you hold a pen and pencil and you never change it, that's just what you're used to. And yeah, it's just crazy. I always thought everybody just held pens and pencils the same way. But there are lots of odd ways to hold your utensils. Well, I guess I think odd, but that's because this is the way I know. So everything else seems odd or uncomfortable. Okay, so we're gonna get this another layer because it was a little thin. Make it a little more opaque. Actually, I think all of that needs to be a little more opaque. Consistency wasn't quite the same as the other side. And it's okay to be a little messy on this part if, you know, especially since you're gonna, well, since I'm gonna clean it up in the inking phase. So you can, yeah, clean up the edges if you go a little over where you want. Yeah. Let's get the skull in here. We're just gonna do the whole chain. I was gonna give the chain lighting, but I'm not sure what the lighting is, so we're just gonna, yeah, this is a little thin. Oh well. It's okay. This skull is gonna be a little messy. Lots of cleanup gonna happen in the inks here. See how it's like kind of graying out a little bit. It's just a little thin, too watery. Let's get some more gouache on here. Yeah, there's like a weird balance that's hard to keep with that consistency. Like, oh, that's a good consistency, I think. Down at the bottom of this cover, it's almost like beating up a little, like there's some weird I don't know, like a film or something on the bottom of this cover. Like, it's harder to cover. I don't know if you can see that. Like, I don't know. Kind of weird. Cindy in the chat. I've heard that a lot, where teachers used to correct kids a lot more with how they hold their pencil, and especially being lefties. That you'd be taught to write with your right hand. I wonder if that, because I think most of the left-handed people I know are pretty ambidextrous, and they can kind of, maybe they can't draw or write with both hands very well, but like when it comes to, I don't know, throwing a ball or whatever, like in sports, most of them can do either or, and I wonder if that has anything to do with it, or if that's just a whole different thing. Probably a different thing, but it's just weird that most people I know that have ambidextrous, like, what do you want to say? Tendencies? That's a weird word to use, but like most of them are left-handed when it comes to writing and stuff. I don't know. Maybe there's no correlation, but seems like it. Okay, I'm just gonna hit these a little more with this, and then call the white good, I think. And then go in with ink, finish it out, and then it'll be done. Okay, I think that's it. Although I wanted another like glow mark here, and we do some here. Okay, I think that's it for the white. I love how I always say that and then continue to work. Okay, I just want to get this a little more opaque. And there we go. Okay. Sweet. Clean off this brush real quick before I start ink. I'm going to dry this off real quick, so sorry for the noise here for just a moment. Okay. Get that back up here. So now we have to erase some coffee there. Erase the pencils because you can still see like all the sketchiness. So we want to get rid of all that. Hopefully it doesn't fade the black. It doesn't look like it is. Okay. Apologize for the shaky cam, but it's gonna be shaky for just a second here while I get this erased. Oh, that line is stubborn. Oh man, gotta be careful with that too. It's like making a crease in the cover on accident. That would be a bummer. I think we got most of it. That I can see. We'll bring in this guy for this line maybe. Oh, maybe that line is just doesn't want to go away. We might be stuck with it. Okay, I don't want to fade that a bunch. So we'll just we'll figure something out. It's probably fine. Okay, so now we go in and ink. I'm gonna bring this back over just to, I love just seeing all this like stuff. I don't even know what to call it, just the texture, I guess. So we're gonna go in and do that with our trusty 0.5. I like the 0.5 because it's like, it's not too small. It's like just the right size because it's not like a super overly thick line. You still have some control and yeah. I don't want to overdo the inks because I kind of like how the white does a lot of the work. This one is, it's a multiliner. I don't think it's a felt tip. It's, I don't know, it's probably not gonna focus here, but, oh, there we go. So that's what it looks like. They're pretty sturdy. They're like micron pens. I honestly couldn't tell you if it's like a felt tip or not. It's pigment ink, waterproof, and just really nice to work with. I wish I was more helpful with that answer. So you can kind of see the bottom of his lip. So we're gonna indicate that a little bit. Get that. Give him some stubble. I want to make sure I'm like being in the middle of the frame here. Yeah, okay. So this is the middle of his chin, so we don't want to like, we want to make sure all the hairs are pointed the right direction. Sorry if I'll try and look at the chat while I'm doing this. Oh yeah, thanks Cindy. Yeah. I think it's coming alive also. It's always so fun to see it, yeah, start to have life. Again, I don't really want to overdo the inks and like take away from the starkness of the white. So I want to be kind of careful with how much I do, but I also want it to be me and my style. So there's definitely a balance there. Okay, so I get his neck there. Something. You're just gonna get a shadow in here. I'm really just riffing. I could pencil on top of the white if I wanted to. I just think this will be more fun to figure out as we draw. Maybe that's a mistake, I don't know. I feel like I might say that every stream, like, this might be a mistake, I don't know. But getting some of that gouache off of the nib here. We're just gonna start getting some little tendril things going here. We can put one there. Starting to feel a little lost here. Okay, so if his neck comes down here, we got the whatever, kind of an indication of a collarbone of some sort. It doesn't have to be accurate because it's a comic character and he's wearing, or he's got this like weird symbiote thing on his body. So, I mean, I think I have enough of an understanding of anatomy to pull it off, but it doesn't have to be totally accurate or anything. If I didn't have an understanding of anatomy, that's a different story. I think, yeah, you definitely need an understanding before you, I think I said this last stream, before you break any rules, you should probably know them first. Or know the underlying structure. Yeah. You don't have to, but it'll make your drawings better if you do. So he has a shoulder that's coming up here, so we can give some indication of that. Yeah. I'm not sure if I want to add some more stark black shadows or not. Also, I could always go back in with more white gouache to make some adjustments. I'm gonna get more indication of shadow here. Bring that in and come back in with some white here, I think. We'll see. Definitely here. I think there. I'm kind of, oh man, maybe I'm going overboard. I think I'm gonna do quite a bit of, actually we'll just do it right now. So, get my brush here. Get this gouache again. Get it nice and, I want a thicker consistency to go over that ink. But we're gonna bring it around here, I think. I don't know if that looks good or not. It looks a little odd. Like it's too much. Too much going on here. Yeah, I think I went a little overboard here. I like this because that is kind of a shadow of the shoulder a little bit. It's this whole area. Maybe? I don't know. It might be fine. Let's see. I wonder if I don't know. Oh, you know, hey, it's fine. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Yeah, I might leave it. And of course, like the last thing I'll do, like always, is I think this needs not yet, but will need some splatter effect with black ink and white ink. So we'll definitely be doing that. Let's get this here. Yeah, appreciate that. I think taking a step back and looking at it from further back is helping me. So, yeah. We'll get some inks up here. Doesn't really need inks, I guess, but I don't know. I like it. Yeah. I think I'll call this good on this side. Yeah. We're coming up on 2 hours. I said an hour, of course I'm not. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to this side. Maybe we can add a couple little things here, but yeah, I think that side is done for now. So yeah, let's move on to spawn. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check something real quick. Oh man. Okay, so gonna get this here. Oh boy. Sorry about that. Let me bring this back up, see the chat. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I could have just left that like all white so it goes into the cape, I guess, but oh well, we'll just leave it. And this is his head. And so we're gonna give an indication of shadow here. Yes, cool. Okay, we are getting close here. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, it's coming together. Um, it's coming together. Give a little more shadow there. Maybe give like the shadow of this on here, maybe. Something. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of this brush pen here. I think just to cover some of that. Yeah. I think here too. Kind of a shadow from that, maybe. Yeah, okay. Get this in some deep shadow. Oop. I think that gouache sometimes gets on the tip of the pen, and yeah. I might have to bring out a... Actually, I might just use this brush pen to finish this skull. Sorry I'm not talking much. I'm focused on getting the details of the skull. Again, it's something I could have penciled over this gouache to make it easier on myself, but of course I didn't. But I like the spontaneity of figuring it out as I go. It's kind of fun. The only thing with this brush pen is the ink is a little different than the Multiliner. The Multiliner, like, it blends really well with the black of the paper, and this doesn't. It's a very distinct difference. So I don't really like that, but it works. It's fine. Okay, back to the pen for these chains. I'm actually gonna shorten it quite a bit here. Okay, now this is like a shadow of his cape. Dang it, that gouache is really maybe I'm just heavy-handed today, because usually this doesn't happen with the gouache, but as much, where it kind of clogs up the tip, but yeah, it's like really not wanting to lay down on there. Okay. There we go, if I'm not so heavy-handed. That's a lot more lines than I anticipated laying down on that side, but I dig it. Just about to call this good, I think, before I go way too overboard. Yeah. Looking at the chat. Oh, thank you. Yep. Yeah, spontaneity really is helpful and does bring out some of the best in us, I think. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call this good. Besides maybe some actually I'm gonna get this pencil line here. It's really bugging me. Hopefully that blends in with the back. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of splatter with this white, and then maybe some black with some black ink. If I can get this thing to flood for me. This is how I normally get the white splatter, is trying to get this white paint out of here. But it seems like the pen always floods when you don't want it to. And when you want it to flood with paint, it never does. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see, like, yeah, getting it pooled up a little bit. And then just get a little more. Just adds a little touch, you know? Yeah. I think maybe we'll do some black splatter with this guy. I think I'm just gonna do the same deal here. Strip some ink on here and get some on there. Got some on there. I think that'll do. If I really wanted to, I could have masked off like where his head would be so the splatter wouldn't go on him, but I think it works. And we'll give it a little signature. Yeah, Cindy, you can also use like a toothbrush or whatever you have handy and kind of just flick the bristles, and or use a crow quill and like dip it and then use the tip to really flick. It depends on what kind of splatter you want. If you want super fine splatter, a toothbrush works perfect. And this is just the easiest one to do because I have this stuff handy. But okay, now we're gonna do a signature somewhere. I think I'm just gonna go right in this corner. I'm just gonna do the VR. And call it done. All right. I gotta get to work on some other stuff, but I appreciate everybody who stopped in. Thank you, Cindy, for always being super active in the chat and yeah, watching along the whole time. Here, let me get a better shot. So here's the sketch we did in the beginning, the finished product, and let me get a good shot of the finished there. And there we are. Awesome. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hit like and subscribe if you want to be notified with more videos, and yeah, I'll be posting more content other than live streams pretty soon. So yeah, if you liked, subscribe, and thanks again for watching, guys. Till next time, next week, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Peace.